today I'm going to cover lesson 31, and so it has to do with words ending in Y, different suffixes. So words ending in Y, you all, some of you may already know this, but words ending in Y under A, page 205, it says under A, use BLT, and it's on the final side for words ending in ability, ability. So whether it's with an A or an I, ability, it is written on the same stroke if it fits. If it doesn't fit or if the stroke is too cumbersome, write BLT as a separate stroke. And it's final because it's an ending. So eligibility, we're going to write EL and then JIBLTY. Okay, ELJIBLTY. And then you have immobility is IM, mobility is long O, so mobility. You have instability, IN, stability. And then you have liability. So all words ending in IB, ILITY or ABILITY is BLT, okay? And you can leave it alone or with a consonant. So we have stability, one stroke, viability, one stroke. We have durability, one stroke. Capability, I think you can do one stroke. No. So it's cape and ability. Credibility, make sure you know this brief. I really like it, is KREBLT. You're going to hear that in court all the time. So it's in brackets and I highly recommend it. Feasibility is fees and then BLT. Flexibility, because we have to get the first stroke. So legibility. And you don't write the A because that's totally something different, like ABLT. Do not write that. You have to write just the final BLT. I also recommend that you pick up probability. You're going to hear that in court a lot. So it's PROBLT. Visibility is viz, V-I-Z, come back BLT. Okay? And so I'm just going down the book. There's a lot. Make sure you all read it to yourselves. And it says there in the middle, sometimes there are options for how to write the word. So like movability, there's two ways you could write it. Sometimes that stroke might be a little tough, like movability, it's M long U, V, BLT. If it's not hard for you, then pick it up. If it's too hard, just write move and then final BLT, whichever you like. Try them out. Irritability is IRT and then BLT. Or do you hear irritability? I hear irritability, okay? However you all hear it, you all. And then it says under B, so these you probably have to make some flashcards for word endings, but it says use final OLG because it's a final ending. It's an ending, so final OLG for words ending in ology. So this is really important because it's medical. So we have the word anthology, and then thology. You have, I'm just skipping through some of them, chronology, chronology. You have dermatology is dermatology. And then hematology, hematology. Can you leave the OLG by itself? Yes. Can you put it with the consonant? Yes. Okay. And then you have mythology, mythology. You have pathology, pathology is one way of writing it. Or psychology. This is a brief, and so I don't know if you all have seen it from another lesson, but I highly recommend that you pick up psychology. Very, very important. SKOL. So if it was SKOL, psychology is OLG, sorry. SKOLG, because remember the OLG is ology endings, but if it was psychological, you just write skull. But that's a good brief to know, because you're going to hear that in court a lot. Any questions, Jen?
No.
Ask me if you have any questions, just chime right in, okay? Okay. And then you have pharmacology is pharmacology. You have terminology, terminology. Zoology, zoo, and then ology. There's two different ways of writing it. Then under C, it says use a consonant plus air for airy words. It says endings that have the airy sound use consonant ori for ori. So these are for ARY endings and ORY, okay? So budgetary, you can write budge-terry. So terry is the consonant with airy. T with, well, it's air, but we say airy, okay? So commentary is commentary. Contrary, contrary. Library is library. Literary is literary. Military is military. Monetary, I like all these because you can just put them in 2 strokes. Monetary. You have ordinary, ordinary. Auditory, auditory. So the first column has to do with words ending in ARY, the second column, ORY. So real important, okay? So airy words are air, terry, like budgetary, budge, terry. Ori words are ori, so auditory. One is a AIR, the other is an OIR, depending on whether the word ends in an ORY or an ARY. So make sure you understand the 2 differences on those, okay? And then going to page 206, the very top, it says when the word may be pronounced either way, it may be written with the airy, O-I-R, or re, just R-I. Just follow the sound and write what comes naturally. So this is all based on what you hear. So do you hear infirmary, infirmary, or infirmary? So whatever you hear. Anytime you have an or, you can pick either one. So advisory, advisory. That's probably how I would write it. Or do you hear advisory? Whatever you hear. Factory, factory. So anything that ends in a Y is going to be an I ending, okay? Because you have no Y on your machine for an ending. History is history, okay? Now remember, some words end in EY, so that's a different way of writing them. EE, so those are different, but anything ending in a Y is going to be an I. Can I leave it alone? Can I leave that I by itself, Jen?
No.
No, because that's I. I will go to the store. So you can't. You have to include a consonant. Always remember that. And then going on, it says if the word does not have the airy or ori sound, even though it has the spelling, use RI. So bleary is bleary. Chicory, chicory. Diary is diary. Dreary is dreary. Notary is notary. Rotary, rotary. Salary, salary. Scary, scary. You have to include that consonant. Weary, weary. Okay? And then going on, it says down at the bottom, what did I write that didn't come out? Hickory. What was that? After history. Oh, bleary. Yeah. Bleary. Sorry, y'all. Bleary. And then the other one was chicory. Chicory. Okay? Sorry. It's hard to write, talk, record. So that's how you write those words. It says on the middle of the page there, words such as dreary may be written dreary or dreary. So whichever you hear. Most writers prefer to include the consonant on the first stroke as well as the last because that better represents the sound of the word and is therefore more natural. So I just like the dreary. So dreary. Okay, that's what I like because I don't think I'm going to make out dreary. I don't know if I'd make that out, dreary. So I like to double up the consonants. Add li as a separate stroke for words ending in airily and orally. So anything that ends in an A-R-I-L-Y, you're going to write customarily. So customarily. Militarily, militarily. Monetarily, monetarily. So necessarily, do you know the brief, Jen, for necessary?
N-E-S, come back L-I.
So you write necessarily comes from necessary. So you write necessary first and then L-I. Good. Very good. And then so words ending in O-R-I-L. So you're going to write ordinarily. So ordinarily. Okay. These end in O-R-I-L. So you have primarily, primarily, temporarily, temporarily, satisfactory, satisfactorily, satisfactorily, 4 strokes. Okay. And so just make sure that you try and get all those sounds in. So let me see what didn't come out here. So it's primarily, so it's primarily. Okay, so all words ending in li are going to be li. And then we have word exercise 31-1. at the bottom of the page there. And so you have practice writing the following words. Also practice reading back notes, you all. Reading back, like I said, is essential. So make sure that you read back everything. And so Jen logging in is really going to help you all be able to read back. So these are just words. Remember, anything that's in brackets, I highly recommend that you pick it up if you like it. And so just writing the words, incorporating the ology ending, the ability, the airy, the ori. So that's what that is. And then we have some more explanation on 207, 208, 209, 210. And you all, it's so much that they're throwing out at you. So you just have to take it in and just try and remember the concepts and just keep going over it. Very important to keep going over your theory. Some of the best writers I know said that, you know, they're like captioners and stuff like that. And they always say that all they did was go over their theory book over and over until you're just writing it and you're not hesitating. So your theory book is everything. I know we cover lessons kind of quickly, so keep going over everything. Okay, so at the bottom, at the top of 207, D, other words ending in a consonant plus Y are written with consonant plus I for the I. So we have bubbly. So you're going to write bubbly, but B-U-B-L-I. So all words ending in B-L-Y equal B, come back L-I, or blee. So let's say capably, cape, blee. So anytime you have blee, it's going to be a blee. Okay, a blee. So this, you're going to have to remember that blee equals B-L-Y. And so I like the one stroke, okay? So you have forcibly, forcibly, humbly, humbly, legibly is legibly. So I like that. Notably, notably, sensible, sensibly, blee. Terribly is terribly, visibly, visibly. Wobbly, wobbly. Could I do wobbly? Yes, okay, wobbly. So you all decide which one you like, okay? Totally your choice. And so now we have, going down, words. So these are so important, y'all, because anytime you see the cli ending, which is K-L-I, you have to know to pronounce the ending of that word kali. So real important. So we have the word, all words ending in C-A-L-L-Y equals cli. So you have basically is base, and then all you write is cli, and that's going to give you kali. Base, cli. Basically. You have chemically, chem, cli. You have critically, crit, cli. You have ethically, you get the first sound, eth, kali is cli. Logically, log, cli. Politically, plit, cli. Plit, cli. You have surgically, surge, cli. And then typically, tip, cli. So I'm just going randomly through those words. So anytime you have anything ending in C-A-L-L-Y, it's going to be K-L-I. It's a shortcut. Okay, you'll like that. That's a nice shortcut. And then other consonant plus A-L-L-Y equals consonant L-I. So brutally is going to be brutally, brute, L-I. Fatally is fately, totally, totally. Vitally is vitally. Mentally, mentally. You have orally, and remember we said we could enter it either way, Jen, so longo, RL, come back lee, orally. Okay, I would maybe just do it like the book has it for now.
Okay.
Let me check the dictionary, because I don't want you to do it the wrong way and they count off. So let me just check it. Any questions, Jen, so far?
No?
Okay. Let me just look up that orally before I say it's okay to write it that way, because I don't want them to take off for that. So orally is written they just have it O-R-L. So you better write it like that, Jen, because I don't want them to take off for you, because you're going to have to write the word. So oral and then L-I.
Okay.
Even though we hear the longo, you can change it later on, but for your homework, just write O-R-L.
Okay.
Liberally is liberally. Naturally, naturally. Casually, casually. partially. Educationally, remember the brief for education is EGS. So educationally, did it come out? Or did it give me the separate? Let me see.
EGSLY?
Educationally. Yeah. Okay, good. And then you have usually. So usual, you can just write like that, come back Lee. Or do you hear the Y long U, RBL? You can write that one both ways. Either or. Do you hear long U or do you hear just U? Whatever you want. Okay? And so real quickly, nationally is nation is NAGS, Lee. Okay? And then you have all words at the bottom there ending in EDLY equals DELY. So just think, you know, what you could really think is the final D is for words ending in ED. So you're just using the initial D, so that, and then the LI, if that helps you to remember it. So just remember you're using the initial D, so it's going to end in ED, and then the LI is included in there. So admittedly is admit, and then idly is DLI. So these are nice shortcuts. I really like them. You have crookedly, crookedly. So if you think about it, the D is the ED ending, and then just add the LI with it. Only it's at the beginning. Excitedly, so excite, and then idly. Okay. Undoubtedly, undoubtedly. No? Okay, there's undoubtedly. So remember, you got to, maybe if you make flashcards, because there's so many endings they're going to throw at you. And so you have top of page 208, words ending in INGLY is glee. So just think of it. The G is for the final G, but you're putting it on the initial side using the LI. So daringly is dare glee. You have fittingly, fit, and then GLI. You have jokingly, joke, glee. Lovingly is love, glee. So glee equals ingly. Okay? Fully, words ending in FULLY equals FLI. So you've got beautifully, beautifully, FLI. Cheerfully is cheerfully. FLI equals the fully. You have to know to say it's a fully ending. You have forcefully, force, FLI. You have painfully, pain, FLI. Skillfully, skill, and then FLI. Okay? And then words ending in OUSLY equals SLI, or OUS, come back LI. So I would just use the SLI. So for example, dangerously. So remember the brief for dangerous. Do you remember that, Jen?
No, I don't.
Okay. Dangerous is D long A J S. And then you can just write Lee. Okay. Famously, you're going to write fame. Usly is slee. You have nervously, nervely. So the SLI is like putting the S ending with it, and you have to just remember to pronounce it like that. Humorously. You've got rigorously. No, rigorously. Okay? And then one more. Generously is gen, because we pronounce it with the J sound, not the G. Generously. Okay? And so at the bottom there, it says IOUSLY equals RBSL, come back LI, when the sound is shushly, not OUSLY. So the word ambitiously, you're going to write ambitiously. Cautiously, cautious is written KURBS, come back Lee. Remember the brief for conscientious, Jen?
It's KERBS.
Perfect. So conscientiously, you write the brief, KERBS, come back Lee. you remember conscious?
KORBS.
Perfect. Consciously. Okay, so learn those briefs, you all. They're very, very good to have. Judiciously, judiciously. So remember, the shus is the RBS, the shul is the RBL. So suspiciously, let's write suspiciously. Suspiciously. Okay, and then you have viciously, viciously. So just try and stroke them out. And then it says other ILY words endings have LI. So badly, I'm at the bottom there of page 208, BADLI. Bodily, bodily. It'll change the spelling. Briefly, brief, LI. You have costly, cost, LI. Family is fam, LI. Friendly, friend, LI. Hardly, hard, LI. Lately, late, LI. Likely, like, LI. Sharply, sharp, LI, because all words ending in I, in Y equals I. Silly, silly. Ugly, ugly. And wisely, wisely. Okay? So make sure that you read everything going on. There's a lot. Page 209 at the very top. It says, words ending in ITY equal TI. So activity, we're going to write activity. Cavity, I'm just skimming down, cavity. You have clarity, clarity. You have dignity, dignity. Gravity is grav, G-R-A-V, because it's the V sound, T, T-I. Infinity, infinity. And then you have second column, nasty, nasty-I. Oddity, you write odd, and then T-I. And then you have plenty, plenty-I. You have sanity, sanity. So anything ending in I-T-Y equals T-I. Thrifty, thrifty, T-I. Majesty, majesty. Okay, so just look at the steno outline. And then so stupidity, I think the brief for stupid is ST long UPD. Stupid, T. So stupid is ST long UPD, the brief, okay? It's in your book in brackets. And then it says other words ending in CY equals CY. So the C is a consonant. So baby, I'm at the top there, is baby. So I can't leave the I by itself, so just double up on the consonant. So B, words ending in BY equal BI. Derby is derby. Flabby, flabby. Ruby, ruby. Could I write rube B? Yes, they both come out. Remember up here I just wrote ru and then B, but here I wrote rube B and it came out. Okay, so going down the list there, words ending in final CHY equal KHI in steno. So crunchy is crun KHI, chi. Itchy, itch and then KHI, chi. Think about it. The KH is the CH and then the I is for the Y. Touchy, touch, chi. Okay? And then going down, words ending in E and DY equal DI. So tidy, tidy. Could I do tied D? Yes. Just make sure if you do a word that you look it up and so you don't get it wrong. Body is bod, D. Study, stud, D. No, stud, D. There you go, sorry. And then you have tragedy is tragedy, D-I. Okay? And then down at the bottom, words ending in FY equal FI. So goofy is goof-fee. You have trophy, trophy. No, trophy. There you go, trophy. Justify, you all, is a brief, and I highly recommend you pick it up. Justify is J-U-F, like that. So like justifiable is J-U-F-B-L, and I like those briefs a lot. You're going to hear that a lot in court. Justify, J-U-F, justifiable, J-U-F-B-L. And then going on to words ending in ography equals final G-F-I. Okay, so geography is going to be, remember, the G is pronounced with a J, geography. Stenography is stenography. Oceanography, oceanography. Okay, going down, words ending in GY equal GI. So baggy is baggy. Foggy, foggy. Smoggy, smoggy. Just double up that consonant. Stringy, stringy. And then words ending in GY equal JI. So allergy is allergy. Edgy is edgy. Prodigy, prodigy. Strategy, strategy. Stingy, stingy. Okay, and then down at the bottom it says words ending in KY equal KI. So you have the word lucky, lucky. Lanky, lanky. You have risky, risky, KI. And then you have monarchy, monarchy. Okay, third column. Now this is important, y'all. So at the very top of the column there, words ending in MY equal MI asterisk. Why would that be, Jen?
Because MI by itself would spell mine.
Exactly, very good. So you have to put the asterisk in, you all, or it's gonna give you my and separate it. MI by itself is my, so you need to put in the asterisk. So bigamy is big me with an asterisk. Chummy is chum me. Dummy is dumb me, and I'm putting the asterisk in that second stroke. And then stormy is store me, okay? And then now we have words ending in NY equal NI asterisk. Why, Jen, do I put the asterisk in that one?
Because NI by itself is any.
Perfect. So NI by itself is any, and we don't want the word any to come out. We want it to become a suffix. So you're going to write brainy, brain-ny. So I would make flashcards of these words and maybe just test yourself if you know the endings and write them like brainy, and then how you're going to write it in steno, the NI asterisk for the ending. And you have felony. I think felony is a brief. No. Felony is fel, NI asterisk. Funny, fun, knee asterisk. Fun, knee, okay? And then you have larceny is larse. So I would write that brief. Larceny is L-A-R-S. We don't really use that terminology here in Texas, but it might come up on your test that we give in class. And then grand larceny, let me give you grand larceny because you're going to hear that. And I like these briefs. Is glarse, G-L-A-R-S for grand larceny. So larse for larceny, glarse for grand larceny. I like those. And then words ending in P-Y equal P-I. So copy is K-O-P, K-O-P, come back P-I. Happy, hap, P-I. You've got therapy. Let me give you the brief for therapy. You could write therapy, but I don't want you to. I want you to write therp. T-H long A-R-P is therapy. How do we write they were, Jen?
T-H-E-R-P.
They were is T-H-E-R-P, but therapy is T-H long A-R-P, therapy. So let me just give you one other little quick brief because these are so good to have. How would you think physical therapy is? Therp. So it physical starts with a P, so it's F long A-R-P for physical therapy. I like that. Physical therapy is T-P and F long A-R-P. I'm just giving them to you all so you can write them down. And remember, you can go over and listen to this and look at my notes. That way it helps you all out. Okay, and then we're going on now to page, oh, real quickly, we're going to the bottom, Y words equal RI, okay? So all words ending in RY equal RI. So it's still the same concept, all words ending in Y equal I. So we have bribery is bribery. I don't have a brie for that. Forgery is forgery. Robbery is robbery. Salary, salary, and then sorry is sorry. Okay, so going on to the next page, 210, almost done here. Well, we have at the very top there, words ending in SHY equal SHI. So bushy is bush she. Fishy, fish she. Flashy, flash she. Trashy, trash she. Okay? Going down that column, words ending in CY equal SI. So fluency, you can write fluent, F-L-U-N, C-S-I. Infancy, infancy. Mercy, mercy. Could I write mercy? Yes. Notice over here, I just wrote M-E-R, mercy, and over here I wrote mercy. Make sure you check those. You've got policy, I think is a brief. No, that's how I write it. Policy is Paul C. Okay, P-O-L-S-I. Words ending in S-Y equal S-I. So bossy, boss C. Clumsy, clumsy. You have dressy, dress C. Jealousy is gel C. Messy, mess C. Okay, then at the top there, words ending in THY equal THI with an asterisk. Why would we have to put the asterisk, Jen, do you know?
Because THI is think.
THI is think, so you have to include the asterisk in that one. So you have apathy is apathy asterisk. Filthy is filthy asterisk. You have healthy, health, THI asterisk, and then wealthy, well, THI asterisk, fee. Okay? Words ending in VW equal VI. VY, sorry, equal VI. So envy is NV. Okay? You've got heavy, heavy. You have wavy, wave. Notice it's W-A-E-V. Do you know why it's written like that, Jen? V-I. For wave.
Because if you do W-A-I, it's W-A-I-V-E.
Yeah, because it's a homonym. So W-A-E-V is for the wave, that wave. But then if I do the long A, it's the other wave. Okay? So you have to differentiate. So make sure that you look at your book. Words ending in WY equal WI. So we have chewy. So I'm going to write chew first and then we. Showy is show and then we. Snowy, snow and then we. Words at the top of the right-hand column. Words ending in XY equal X, come back SI, two strokes or final X, SI. However you hear it. So the word boxy, do you hear boxy or do you hear boxy? They both come out, whatever you hear. Foxy, foxy, or foxy. I hear the X. So however you hear it. Sexy, sexy. Maybe because I hear it because I think it's spelled like that. I don't know. Then you have galaxy is gal, axy, or do you hear gal, ax, A-X-C, whatever you hear. Okay, and then words ending in S-Y equal Z-I, the Z sound. So easy is ease-Z, the Z-I sound for S-Y words. Noisy, because it's noi, and then Z, I hear Z. Okay, remember your Z is your S asterisk. And then it says there are options in the middle of the book for some of these Y endings, e.g. crazy is crazy or crazy or crazy. Greedy, so you all, if you have your dictionary, I would recommend you look them up. And then greedy is greedy, or do you hear greedy, etc. So it's how you hear it. Just make sure it's legitimate. Also, if you're hooked up to your case catalyst and you're practicing the words and it's legitimate, if it comes out in English, usually, because your dictionary is installed in there. Okay? And then it says, it is important to make sure all sounds are represented. So you don't want to shorten up the word and not be able to read it. You have to get every sound in there. Note, an asterisk is included in the endings my, not my, my, ny, and thy to distinguish them from the high frequency words my, any, and think. Okay, so Jen was very familiar with that. Good, Jen. And then we're going to finish this up, you all, with words ending in under section E, EY, EE, IE are written with the long E. So remember, not the I. The spelling is different here because they're ending in EY, EE, and IE. So it's not just Y by itself. So that's why we have to write these differently. So you've got the word donkey. So don-key, because there's a K-E-Y. Okay, it's the EY, not just the Y. So that's why we're writing these differently. You've got hockey, hockey. Honey is honey. Kidney, kidney. You've got turkey, turkey. Valley is valley. Okay? And then the middle words, coffee, flea, glee, what do those all end in? E-E. So I can't use a Y because that's, you know, an I for the Y. That's just not right. So these all end in double E, so you're going to leave the E by long E. So coffee is going to be cough, fee. What would happen, Jen, if I left the long E by itself?
It's a, I can't think of the word right now. It's an apostrophe.
Yes, apostrophe. So you can't leave the long E by itself. So you have to include the consonant. So then we have flea, one stroke, FL long E. You have nominee, nom-knee. You have trainee, train-knee. You have Yankee, Yankee. And then you have yippee, yip-pee. Okay? So that's why we're putting in the long E, because these words end in EE. Now the third column, the words end in IE. So we're going to keep using the long E, but with the consonant. Okay? So we've got bookie, book key. Calorie is calorie. Goalie is goalie. Movie, movie. Rookie is rookie. Yuppie is yuppie. Okay? So that's why you're writing these differently, because they don't end in just a Y. And then it says at the bottom there, this avoids potential conflicts between sound alike, such as the following. So you have the word draftee ending in a T-E-E, and then draftee, T-I for T-Y. So if you notice all these different ones, you've got, you're using the long E to differentiate between sound alikes. So that's why you have to make sure that you're writing them different. Okay? Any questions on any of that? Make sure that you read everything to yourselves, because I just skim over it, and that you understand the concepts, that you're making little flashcards, because that's really, really helpful. Anything, Jen, on any of that?
I don't think so.
Okay. And so what I'm going to do today is I'm going to start with a little something different. I'm going to dictate some unfamiliar, you all. So I'm going to give you some words. It's going to help you all transition into the next class. We already have to start incorporating some new dictation for you all, because remember, this class is familiar, next class is unfamiliar, and it gets a little tough. So let me give you some words that come out. Remember, this is like material that's not familiar, so some words are going to come out that you don't know how to stroke yet. So I'm going to try and get you into the habit of just trying to figure out how to stroke the words. You still have 10 lessons left in the book, so you know, of course you don't know how to stroke some of these out. So let me give you some words that come out on your speed building. You have neighbor. Let me give you the brief for that. I don't know if you know it. Do you know it, Jen?
It's N long A B.
Perfect. Neighbor is N long A B, neighbor, nabe. If it was neighborhood, you had the D and it's neighborhood. Okay? You have, but neighbor comes out. Ranch, how do you write that?
RAN come back FP, or I can't remember the other way right now.
It's all of the three keys. Ranch, or for one stroke, or RAN FP, whichever you want. You've got country, so country, TRI. Okay, because it ends in a Y, so TRI. You've got Mrs. is MRS. Think of the MR for Mr., but then Mrs. has an S in it, so you put the MRS. Okay? Lee is just going to be stroked E, L long E, Mrs. Lee. Chicken, chick, final N. Parlor is parlor. You've got garage, garage. Finish, fin-ish. Linen, lin, and then final N. Canning, can, come back G. Machine, machine. So I'm going to dictate some of these words, just so you all can practice them before you write them. Ranch, country, Mrs. Lee, chicken, parlor, garage, finish, linen, canning, machine. Okay, and I'm going to start. Let's try 70 and see how you do. Okay, it's not too hard. Oh, the word vacation. Where's that? No, that does not come out. Okay, here we go. This is going to be, remember, there's words that you might not know. Just try and write them phonetically. This is 70 words a minute. There is about a month left before fair time in the valley, and every lady in the country is getting ready for it. Each will put in much time and labor before it is over. Mr. and Mrs. Lee live at the ranch. They plan to take much to the fair this time, and much of it is ready. Their fame for making money at the fair is gaining, but they have never won over their neighbor. They should get much money for their labor this time, and they will if they ever get a victory over this neighbor. Even with a maid to help her, Mrs. Lee is putting in an hour and more over her magic range in her kitchen every day. Her jam is rich and red. Today, she is canning chicken, which will be taken to the fair too. After the canning is over for the day, a label is put with each can before it is put in a bag. Sitting in her parlor, she was making a cap for a baby, a lampshade, and a bag. She will finish a linen sheet which she is making. She will make a tag and pin 1 to each, and then pack them in a bag. Before she and Mr. Lee leave for the trip, and so real quickly, Mr. and Mrs., that's a brief. I don't know if it's going to make sense to you all, is marms. Mr. and Mrs. is marms. I guess you have to think of Mr. for the PH, the MR for Mr. A is for and, Mrs. MS, MRS, I guess. Any questions, Jen, on any of the others?
Mr. and Mrs. didn't come out. It's PHARMS, you said?
I see it as MRARMS. It's not coming out?
It's not coming out on mine.
Huh, and it's a legitimate brief.
NARMS.
No, it's actually PL, if you think of it as a PL. Even though it is an M, try PLARMS and all together.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
You got to think of it. I know you have to break it up and think of it different ways. But
Okay.
you're going to hear Mr. and Mrs. a lot. So if you like that, write it down. Any questions on the other words, Jen?
How do you write Mr. by itself?
MR.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
Okay, so range, R-A-N-G, you can write it like that. No, range. Oh, I'm not doing the long A, sorry. You can write range, R long A, and G. Okay?
How do you write money?
Oh, that's a brief. Let me give it to you. MUN, M-U-N, is money. You don't have to write it, come back. You don't write mon, ni. You could just write M-U-N. Good brief. I was going to give you that one. Remember, kitchen is KFP. KFPN. K-I-F-P-N, sorry. Kitchen, just write it in one stroke. This is going to be at 80. Was that hard, Jen?
Just some of the words I didn't know, but.
Okay. And so try and write those down afterwards, and that way you can practice those words.
Okay.
Right, because remember, we're just covering this lesson. You all don't forget, help is H-E-P asterisk. This is going to be at 80. There is about a month left before fair time in the valley, and every lady in the country is getting ready for it. Each will put in much time and labor before it is over. Mr. and Mrs. Lee live at the ranch. They plan to take much to the fair this time, and much of it is ready. Their fame for making money at the fair is gaining, but they have never won over their neighbor. They should get much money for their labor this time, and they will if they ever get a victory over this neighbor. Even with a maid to help out, Mrs. Lee is putting in an hour and more over her magic range in her kitchen every day. Her jam is rich and red. Today she is canning chicken, which will be taken to the fair too. After the canning is over for the day, a label is put with each can before it is put in a bag. Sitting in her parlor, she was making a cap for a baby, a lampshade, and a bag. She will finish a linen sheet which she is making. she will make a tag and a pin, one to each, and then pack them in a bag. Before she and Mr. Lee leave for the trip to the, anything there, Jen?
Nope.
Okay, so this will be for read back at 70, okay? There is about a month left before fair time in the valley, and every lady in the country is getting ready for it. Each will put in much time and labor before it is over. Mr. and Mrs. Lee live at the ranch. They plan to take much to the fair this time, and much of it is ready. Their fame for making money at the fair is gaining, but they have never won over their neighbor. They should get much money for their labor this time, and they will.
Okay.
And that was at 70.
There is about a month left before fair time in the valley, and every lady in the country is getting ready for it. Each will put in much time and labor before it is over. Mr. and Mrs. Lee live
Yes.
at the ranch, or at the, is it ranch?
You have it perfect, yes.
Okay.
Ranch.
They plan to take much to the fair this time, and much of it is ready. Their fame for making money at the fair is gaining, but they have never won over their neighbor. They should get much money for their labor this time, and they will.
Perfect, Jen. Very good. That's beautiful. So remember, your tests are at 80 unfamiliar, so I'm starting at 70, but some of you are probably already ready for the 80. So we're going to start doing that, and we'll do that for the next lecture, okay? Because there's not much to cover, so I'll do a lot of speed building. Very good. Write down those words. You all practice them, and you'll be out of school in no time. Very good, Jen. So we're going to end this lesson and the lecture, and then we'll come right back on, get a new meeting ID. I'll text you, Jen. Do you still want to continue?
Yes.
Okay, good. And that's it for today. So I'm going to close this off, and then I'll give you the new, I'll text you, okay?
Okay. Thank
Very
you.
good, Jen. Have a good day, you all.